4 questions on chapter 14.
Now you need to understand how to calculate the real rate of return. That's easy, right? Real rate of return is just inflation adjusting the thing. What's the real rate of return? And then you need to understand what's the equilibrium, what in the foreign exchange market, which is the interest parity condition, you know. So you need to understand what's the equilibrium in the foreign exchange market. And then what's the impact if the domestic interest rate increases? What's the impact on exchange rate? If the foreign country's interest rate increases, what's the impact on the exchange rate? That's the full question.
Can you repeat that one?
If the foreign interest rate increases, what happens to the exchange rate? If the domestic interest rate increases, what happens to the exchange rate? Any question about chapter 14? Okay, let's move on to 15. 4 questions. These are what affects the demand for money. Let's say if the interest rate increases, what happens to the demand for money? And you need to understand what determines the money supply. Money supply.
Which side is the money supply?
How is money supply determined? That's what you need to understand. How is money supply determined? That's chapter 14, right?
Yeah. Oh, what I was asking though, is that the slide that goes with
Mm-hmm.
You said.
How to determine money? How is money supply determined?
Right, so which slide goes with that?
Which one?
Which slide number?
11. So, 10.
And then some additional questions. If you have, let's see, you have an increase in money supply, what affects the interest rate and the exchange rate? And the last question is what's the meaning of exchange rate overshooting? What's the meaning of this? If you understand this guy, it will be fine. Any question about chapter 15? Okay, we'll move on to 16 from this chapter.
11 questions.
You need to understand what's the law of one price and whether it holds in reality or not. The law of one price, whether it is supported by empirical evidence or not. And purchasing power parity, and you need to understand what the relationship between purchasing power parity and the law of one price. You need to understand what the meaning of nominal. What's the meaning of the Fisher effect? And why, you need to understand why the PPP does not hold in US. Like basically, what's the reasons PPP is not invalid in US. That's the three reasons. You need to understand what, how is the real exchange rate defined in this slide. Real exchange rate. And what's the impact of changing relative demand? What we need to understand what's the real interest parity. So that's the question. Any question about chapter 16?
So we can assume, for example, what's the real interest parity? You don't want us to necessarily know the equation, but basically what it's trying to tell us. The bottom half of that slide, right?
Yeah, you don't need to remember this, right?
Bless
you
you.
need to understand like what the components of the real interest differences, let's say, between countries. Chapter 17.
The fruit chapter.